So this is Mia Hamm Soccer 64 for the Nintendo 64 from the year 2000 by way of us of South Peak Games. Now some of you might know this better as Michael Owen, I think it's Michael Owen Soccer or like World Cup Michael Owen Soccer or something like that. Basically this is a reskin of that game, or Michael Owen is a reskin of this game. I'm not sure which order it's in. But basically, there are two games that are quite similar, but were repackaged for the North American audience and the European audience. There's probably a bunch of games that we're going to run into this issue, and I'll probably do both games because I'm sure there are minor differences, but some differences. I guess the novel thing about doing this one, because I did have the Michael Owen one down, but then when I realized that this existed, I thought this would be way more interesting to do because it is our first women's football game that we're going to be looking at. And to be quite honest, there's not really a lot of those that we're going to be looking at. Not that I imagine there would be much difference in the way of them in terms of, you know, how they play, you know, or any of the mechanics. But the simple fact is this is a women's football game. And I don't know enough about North American football. But I do know that, like, the kind of women's soccer team is fairly prominent, on par maybe with the men's football team. Someone will be able to tell me this in the comments on the YouTube video. But the fact that you've got like a female football player on the, you know, labeled on a game is in her name. That's you know, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, and we're certainly, you know, in this period over the kind of the last couple of years, and certainly over the next couple of years with the success of like Tony Hawk's, where, you know, this is like the thing to get a sports star, get their name branded on a game, and you don't really get that as much anymore. Not that I can think of anyway. And a lot of that, obviously, with the football games is just it's FIFA or EAFC or eFootball, if that still is a thing. So yeah, having a female-fronted football game, having, you know, female football players, which has been introduced back into introduced into the FIFA games. I feel like a few years ago. I don't know exactly when they brought them in, but it is a thing that is back in now. But you know, there's a large swath of football games for about 20-25 years where there isn't really anything in the way of female representation. So that's cool. The thing that now we have to try and establish is if it's any good or not. And I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay. Game ease. What the hell does that mean? Off professional mode, off controller mode, easy. What is the difference between an easy controller mode and a professional controller mode? Is that maybe like passing is more kind of direct towards your teammates? Who knows? But we'll just leave that as it is. Just exhibition. So my goal with, if this is the first video you're watching, I'm not going to dive into like any of the real kind of meaty stuff. It's just like go into exhibition, play a match or two, get a vibe check on it, rank it. It's science, how science should be. You have up to 2 human teams, and you have 0.50 far. What? You have up to 2 human teams, and you have 0.50 far. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Well, let's. I mean, we're in America, so let's pick an American team. I do not know what consists of a kind of institution in North America, regards to football. We do have Inter Miami now, but I don't think that was a thing at the time. So they're the only team that I have at least some kind of recollection of. So hey, we'll go with them. And San Diego. My selected seems like this menu is. You have up to 2 human teams and you have 150 file. What? Oh, okay. I can't move anything, and yeah, of course, we're back to the main screen again. We're not off to a good start. We are not off to a good start. Or we could just do Portland and Canada. Yeah, alright. I do have to remember the C buttons are assigned to the right stick. That is a problem with N64 emulation, is remembering that. And that could be, yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. Because this is the first N64 game, so yes, when it comes to controller configuration, that is crucial. I like our little janky 3D rotating kits. That's very nice.
And the match is underway.
And we got a female commentator.
Nice possession. Good ball. Nice one-touch passing. Nice ball.
And she really wants to commentate on everything, doesn't she?
She lays it off. Nice one-touch passing.
Okay, passing so far, it's not too bad.
Nice one-touch passing. Nice ball.
There's a little bit of like a mild amount of kind of input delay on inputs, but it's not too bad.
Unchallenged. Man on. Nice one-touch passing. Great challenge. It's passed under pressure.
Okay, slide tackling feels really off.
Closely marked. And that's out of play.
It kind of feels like a separate thing in a separate game. Actually, let's see what the C buttons do.
It's a short one.
And then I guess I got to figure out, because I got like the Z button, which is assigned to one of the shoulder buttons on my controller.
She had to lay it back. Nice ball. The defense has numbers up. She lays it off. Great cross. It's cleared away. Nice tackle.
We're running into one of those issues again where I can't keep the ball long enough to kind of get a good vibe check. Alright. That was either a lob or a shot. That was down C.
She's very good in the air. The ball pops free. She got behind that one. She finds her teammate. It's still 0-0. Good ball.
Okay, that is how we shoot. Down C is how we shoot. That felt like a very soft goal to... Oh man, that was through the legs. That's no good. That is no good. I mean, I think we are on easy mode, so... If I can get the ball in the direction of the goal, I'd say we got half a chance. We've got billboards that look to be kind of fairly animated. Soccer.com, South Peak Interactive. We actually do have like animation or movement on the Is this just going to keep replaying until I like start another match? Yeah, we're just going to do this. We're just going to do this for a while. It looks... I'm trying to think. There's maybe like 2 or 3 frames of animation on the crowd. It's weird. Like, it's literally just 1 or 2 extra frames, but it makes such a difference in terms of making the environment you're in feel a little bit like more alive. Boy, we can really do this all day. All right, let's crack them. The character models are diabolical. It's got to be said. Like, I mean, it's nice with the confetti and whatnot. There's a nice little bit of presentation there, but these character models are... Ooh.
She gets rid of it quickly. There are 4 players on the attack. Nice slide tackle.
It doesn't feel like any of the other C buttons do anything. Like, if I press left C, it kind of, like, shoves the ball along delicately, but it doesn't really do much more than that. Is that meant to be a cross or a through ball? I'm not sure.
To commit players forward.
Alright, I think that's kind of like a lob. It doesn't... I feel like this is the first game I've done where I don't have a particularly hot take on it. Like, movement... Controls, you know, everything's just kind of fairly meh. You know, sometimes you want the it's so good it's bad category, or just it's so good it's entertaining. This is just kind of... just a stiff. But it's functional, you know, it's playable. But it doesn't get the juices flowing like some of the other things we've done.
That's excellent control.
The lob, it feels like a mixture between like a lob and a through ball, and I don't think it does particularly either well.
They're not letting their opponents settle. She still finds her teammate.
Also, this referee is incredibly lenient.
Goal! 2-0. The replay might show us more.
I'm guessing we've got just the one celebration to work with. I get the feeling they were really proud of that, the mini-map they've got on the pitch. Like, it's actually quite decent looking.
They're waiting for the cross.
But the fact that you've got that still showing during celebrations, I wouldn't say that's necessary.
Nice pass.
Tackling really feels like it's all or nothing. That's my one big complaint. The tackling just doesn't feel like it was finished.
Great pass. Nice possession. Nice ball.
And it doesn't really feel like there's any effective way to run. Like, you can kind of nudge the ball along and then catch up with it, but that doesn't feel particularly ideal.
There are 3 attacking options. Oh, that's late.
Right.
Deserves a free kick.
Sometimes you just got to see how, like, brutal you can go in to see if you can actually foul. It was kind of the similar thing with Virtua Striker.
It's in, and it went in off the post.
I mean, that was outrageous. That was outrageous. I was wondering how long it would be till we see our first bicycle kick. I was hoping I'd be the one performing it. Oh, Garnaccio, eat your heart out. Look at that. I guess you don't really ever see bicycle kicks where the ball is kind of aiming towards the player. It's usually like coming from the side. I wonder if a goal like that exists. Good goal. Good goal, Canada. I'll give you that one. He gave us Bret Hart and a decent bicycle kick. Good job.
Let's see if they can get one of their
Also, there's a referee. There's a bunch of like little things I'm trying to see that aren't really... They're surplus to requirements, but like having a referee, cool. Nice little touch.
Nice pass. Great pass. Great challenge. That's a deliberate foul.
That was fair.
A caution.
That is not a yellow card. That is a card, but yellow is not a colour I would put towards that. Fuck me. Jesus. That was a yellow card if it had been left in the sun for about a year.
Good ball. An unsuccessful tackle. Still 2-1. Which way will it go? We're into the last 5 minutes.
Oh, at the last hurdle. Come on.
The replay might show us more.
Where was my defense? Man, all to play for. Absolute barn burner. Portland and Canada. Who would have thought?
Great pass. Nice slide tackle.
Oh, she's gone for the Hail Mary.
Nobody's pressuring on defense.
Oh my god!
Can anybody stop her? She just manages to stop that one. It's been a tight match.
I
Finished in a tie
kind of feel like I got away with that one
time.
there. Alright, what are we doing? Extra time, golden goal, penalties? Alright, extra time. It does exist. Because I know with some games, sometimes they'll take you straight to penalties, or they'll like give you the option if you want extra time or penalties.
Great pass.
Actually, I think
Nice.
maybe with like modern FIFA games, like, excuse me, I have the hiccups. Once you've done like 2 halves and if it's a draw,
Nice defensive play.
I think it like gives you the option if you or like do you just want to end the game there.
They're
I might
keeping
be
the ball
wrong.
moving. Great pass. Still 2-2.
Actually, I have no idea with like online matches how it does that. Why did you pass it straight to your opponent? Why? Why would you do that?
They're attacking in numbers. Nice slide tackle.
Oh god, like the turning circle on the players is non-existent.
Great pass.
What else is there? Commentary,
Deliberate
eh.
foul.
Like, it's not as good as Barry Davis, but then what is?
To organize around the serve.
But it's still better than actually, and I keep using, you know, like,
Great slide.
those early SmackDown games as the kind of barometer for, like, bad commentary. But I did actually go and play a bit of, Just Bring It the other day, just to kind of go and remind myself. And it is, like, as low as the bar can get for commentary, it is that game. And I still feel it took them, like, a number of attempts to get it, like, to some sort of acceptable degree.
Great pass. Nice tackle. They're on the attack. Nice ball.
That was a shoulder check if I ever saw one.
Perfectly timed. They're on the attack.
Alright, we're gonna get across him. We're gonna get across him. I'm not gonna get across him. Fuck me.
She's breaking down
AI was just
side.
mirroring my movement
Man
there.
on.
Oh, this would be a terrible time to concede.
Great pass.
Come on, come on. Get to penalties.
She was almost through on goal. That's the first offsides of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Good ball.
There was no way I was getting around you. Like, running... The running just
Great challenge.
doesn't really exist, which makes it very difficult to actually, like, try and get around players. Okay, penalties. This is the first penalties, actually. I think we've had a penalty in the game. This is the first, like, penalty shootout.
No problem.
I feel like I tried to aim that for a corner, but
I
hey.
know what's going through her mind. A goal. The keeper guessed the wrong way. She's ready to take the kick. Oh, almost got to it.
Man, there's some proper early Virtua Fighter physics with the jumping here. Fucking hell.
Oh, she
Ah! I went the right way.
She can't let the keeper psych her out.
Oh no!
Not
Fuck
even
me.
close.
Ah. The pressure got to me.
She's ready to take the kick. No.
Okay, so you can dive down as well. I was wondering if like you could only ever dive up and then always kind of hit it below.
She pull one back to them. Goal!
Think I've got to save this one.
Let the keeper psych her out.
Come on, hit the crossbar. Hit the crossbar. Ah.
Goal!
This one's got to go in.
Mind at a time like this. It's in
I can just hit it straight. I'm pretty sure I could have hit them all straight and I've been fine.
There's a lot of pressure here. If she scores from this, they'll win. And that's
Oh! And the computer had the same idea as well. Gah. It's okay. I'm gracious in defeat with that one. I've not even registered that. I mean, there is music in this game, but it is the most stock filler. Like, what am I even meant? What is the emotion that I'm meant to get from this? You know? Sounds more like it should be in Jet Set. Not Jet Set. Fucking yeah, Jet Set Radio. All right, that's Mia Hamm Soccer 64. Ah, Lord above, Lord above. All right, so I mean, I don't know if you can like give it any props for being. I mean, I have to imagine this is one of the earliest, if not the first, female football video games. You know. Like, there's not many, if there are many, from this period. So, you know, on that point, cool, thumbs up. And, you know, this is because you could have released this in North America with the skin of Michael Owen. That's a fucking sentence. With Michael Owen, but you know, I can't imagine he was exactly a household name in America, even with that goal against Argentina in the World Cup. So. You know, the reskin was a smart way to go, but and you know, this is not the first time. Like we had this with World Championship Soccer. That was Football Italia or World Cup Italia '90. You know, it's not the first time this has happened, but it definitely felt like a more kind of concerted effort to hit instead of doing just like a generic soccer game, to give it like personality is probably not the right word, but just you know, to have a female fronted a female player. And a female game is, you know, I give it props for that. And gameplay wise, it's a bit vanilla. You know, that's really the only way I can describe it. This is not something that if we get like 50 games deep into this, and I'm trying to kind of like go back through my fucking memory banks to remember certain games to how they kind of play against each other. This one, in about 2 streams time, or about 8 games later. I'm going to struggle to remember this. So, you know, that's going to be a problem. It is better than European Soccer League. You know, it functionally is more playable than European Soccer League. And it's more playable than Fever Pitch Soccer. Would I rather play this or Konami Soccer? I think I'd probably rather play Konami Soccer. And also, would I play this with someone else? And I definitely think that there's more to be had in terms of enjoyment with Konami Soccer than FIFA Pitch Soccer. So I think I'm fairly comfortable to slap Mia Hamm Soccer 64 in position number 6. So there we go. That is our first game down. So if you're watching the VOD. Thank you very much for watching, and if you're watching the stream, we'll be back in a second, and we'll keep this train rolling.